Hello, you're on the Space Daily News channel. The first ever all-private astronaut mission to the International Space Station is in the books. A SpaceX Dragon capsule carrying the 4 crew members of the Ax-1 mission splashed down in the Atlantic Ocean on April 25th, bringing the groundbreaking 17-day flight to a close. Ax-1 was organized by the Houston company Axiom Space and commanded by former NASA astronaut Michael López-Alegría, who is now Axiom Vice President of Business Development. He was joined on the mission by 3 paying customers, each of whom is thought to have paid about $55 million for his seat. Paying customers have visited the International Space Station before, but such previous flight had always been commanded by a governmental astronaut, whereas Ax-1 crew members were all private civilians. You could also call the Ax-1 astronauts space tourists, but that's not exactly true. Ax-1 crew members have been extensive trained and also did a lot of science work while living on the orbiting lab. The private astronauts conducted more than 25 science experiments in a range of fields, from human health and medicine to Earth observation and physical science. For example, Larry Connor will study magnetic resonance imaging scans of him, taken both pre- and post-flight, to gain a better understanding of how space missions affect brain and spinal tissue. Mark Patty conducted Earth observation work designed to shine light on the impacts of climate change and urbanization. Ethan Stibbe worked with the non-profit organization Raymond Foundation and the Israel Space Agency on a variety of investigations. The Ax-1 crew members ended up having substantially more time to perform these experiments than they initially thought. The mission was supposed to leave the ISS on April 19 and return to Earth a day later, but bad weather boiled up in the splashdown zone of the Florida coast and persisted, delaying the departure. But Axiom Space didn't have to pay for the extra 5 days aboard the orbiting lab. Ax-1 will just be the beginning for Axiom Space if all goes according to plan. The company has booked several additional missions to the orbiting lab, which will all be flown by SpaceX. The next one, Ax-2, is scheduled to launch later this year. It will be commanded by former NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson. This was Space Daily News. Stay tuned.